What's up, everybody? It's Painkiller Already, episode 15, based on a true story. Tonight we have one of the most anticipated guests in Painkiller history. Who do we have today?
Thanks for the intro, Wings. This is Mike, but most of you will probably know me as Onslaught because it's my Xbox Live gamertag.
He likes spicy.
That's my intro. That's it.
Check this out. So, I have had hundreds of people say, "Get Onslaught on the podcast. Get Onslaught on the podcast." A ton of people have been saying that they want Onslaught on the podcast. So, I talked to T. Martin today, your friend T. Martin, right? Onslaught. He's your friend, Trevor. Yeah. He goes, "Did you get a vet for the podcast?" I'm like, not yet. Onslaught's filling in. He goes, "Oh, I've been looking forward for a vet. That's cool too, I guess." Yeah, that's cool too, I guess.
Thanks, G. I appreciate it, bro. Thanks for the support.
Yeah. So there you go. Heavily anticipated, except by the people that know him best.
Yeah, nice. I guess.
Oh, speaking about the veterans thing, I do have a tanker, World War II veteran lined up.
World War II?
World War II. He is 86 years old.
Are we getting trolled by a great-grandfather?
I think so.
Can you still be alive? The last vet we had was in Vietnam.
Remember
and that guy
Jazzy
sounded
Jeff
21.
with Xbox?
Yeah.
This is his grandfather. He asked his grandfather if he'd do it.
But 86, I'm nervous. How coherent is his grandfather?
I asked him that. I asked him that. I mean, he was a tanker, and I'm like, is his hearing any good? Because my Uncle Jerry, he was a artillery guy in Vietnam, and his hearing shot to hell because that howitzer was going off. But he said he's a very active, coherent guy.
Really? What? That would be cool. Yeah.
I was telling Woody earlier that I've got a guy, he's a friend of my dad's who was in Vietnam, and he's got some really funny stories.
Oh, my God.
It might be able to line him up sometime. I told Woody one of his stories. It was some good stuff.
It was.
Speaking of this,
but if he's 86 years old,
have you guys been keeping up with the Black Ops trailers?
We should probably keep the fleshlight talk to a minimum.
I see.
I didn't like fleshlight talk last week. I was like, why are we talking about fleshlights?
You didn't like the. If there's anyone on this podcast that I thought had given it a go, it was you, Kyle.
Dude, I have no need for a aluminum / whatever they make those things out of receptacle.
Dude, if I check your underwear drawer, I'm going to find a vampire-styled fleshlight in there. I'm certain of it.
I don't wear underwear, Woody. Don't wear underwear, so you just got owned.
Okay. Oh. I submit. Yeah, I can't come back from that.
Yeah. What were you saying about the Black Ops trailers?
Well, if anybody's kept up on Codverse, they went behind the scenes of Treyarch and they talked to the Treyarch's military advisor. The guy's like 68 or 70, and he's doing handstand push-ups. I was like, what the hell?
Damn.
On video, he does a handstand and he starts doing push-ups with him. That's an old man.
I love those old guys who are still in ridiculous shape and stuff. That's always really funny.
When I was a lifeguard, one of the guys that was also on the patrol was an ex-Navy SEAL. And so all the lifeguards worked out. In the first and last hour of the day, you were allowed to work out. We all took advantage of it. But this guy would go running on the beach. But he wouldn't just run. He'd take his towel and slice it through the top hole on a cinder block, put the thing on his back, and he ran with a cinder block on his back all the time. And sometimes he'd do it in knee-deep water with a cinder block on his back, and he was 45. Badass.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Badass.
That was the workout he liked to do. Run through knee-deep water with a cinder block on his back.
Fuck that, man. That dude needs to get some video games in his life, and that was right there.
He probably has a genuine leather back. Aside from being tan as shit.
The towel back there.
Well, no, the towel didn't protect his back. It was used to hold.
Well, that's just retarded. Then
the towel was he could have used a belt. He just sort of laced it through the top. Yeah.
There's so many other things you I've got a weight belt. It's you buy a thing from Walmart. It's $20. It's lead weights you strap around your waist.
But it's badass. I used to carry all my clothes in a hiker's backpack. And
I was about to say, did you ever tell them about the invention of a backpack? Jan Sport would have helped this world amazingly well.
So I had a aluminum framed hiker's backpack, the old school ones, and I used to keep weights lashed to it that I could work out with during the first and last hour. And there was just a certain kind of pride, carrying weights around to work. I don't know. He probably felt the same thing.
Dude, I'm way
Man was
too
an
late
ex-Navy
for that.
SEAL. I don't think his shape was in question.
No.
That man could probably ball down like with just a shirt on his back in like the middle of winter in Alaska and survive.
I know a guy who could do that. I have a friend who's a SEER instructor. Do you know what that is? SERE?
Not
like-
off the top of my head.
Survival, escape, rescue, and evasion, or something
Yeah,
close to that.
yeah.
And basically what they do is they teach people who are dropped into bad situations in the military. I think I'm not positive. I think he was part of the Air Force, but I'm not certain. I'm sure there's 7,000 people of you who are going to correct me about the Air Force thing. But
It's survival, invasion, resistance, escape.
okay.
He
yeah.
almost said erection. You guys heard that, right?
So anyway, what he did is he taught people to like live off the land until they were rescued. So if you were like an airplane pilot, Air Force pilot or Navy pilot, you'd go through his course and he'd teach you like whether or not it's okay to drink your urine, how to start a fire with just crap you find around in the woods, and how to stay warm and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. He also taught them how to resist torture. Like if you're being waterboarded and stuff like that. That was part of the training that they give you in SEER.
Cool.
How do you? I need to see this thing.
Like an older Bear Grylls.
Wings is
I'd like
thinking
to know
himself.
how would you resist waterboarding?
See, like I knew this is where you're going to go with this. Wings, I promise you will never need to know how to resist waterboarding unless Optic Hex gets a hold of you. I can see.
I don't
you,
think Optic Hex could waterboard me.
Whenever I imagine Optic Nation, I imagine it as an actual nation, like somewhere in the Middle East, and they're like,
Their own
I
army.
imagine sitting around one of those.
There's
round
snipers with
tables,
bricks
like
on their
Doc-
back with towels
Yeah,
doing 360s.
Yeah. They're sitting at a long table like
360
Dr.
no scopes.
Hex is at the end of it petting a cat, and they're plotting kidnapping you. That's just how I imagine that. Every time you hear Optic Nation.
Did everybody here get the memo? This is the
Memo?
memorandum. This is what Quickscope is classified on Call of Duty 4. We have set the rules and guidelines right here. Just
read
passing
that.
the papers out.
What, I'm lost. What are we talking about? There's something about Optic Hex, the actual nation?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about that. We're talking about how he'd pass out like papers and handouts of what actually qualifies as a Quickscope.
They've
Who
done
gives a
that, though.
fuck?
They've already done that. They, like, somebody
Look here,
already,
look here.
like a rule
Yeah,
If
of
you
that's a-
snipe predominantly
Yeah.
in any first-person shooter, you're known as a bush Wookiee.
A bush? Oh, because of the ghillie suit they wear.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So
Snipers kill first-person shooters, dude. They seriously do. I just got off Battlefield, and what should have been, a 20, 30-minute defense turned into a 3-hour defense because they sat there for the first 60 tickets sniping us. Then when they was running low on tickets, they C4'd the crates.
That sounds like fun to me.
It sounds like big fun, doesn't it?
I don't play that game for reasons like that. It's just too slow paced, man. There's
It's
just
slow
like
paced
too
when
many-
people snipe. It's all it is. If people
people snipes. That's like saying Call of Duty's really fun, except for when people use cheap stuff. It's like okay, but every game they do it. So
Constantly.
the thing is,
That's what
there's only 2 games I can think of that are quick enough, and that's Left 4 Dead and Call of Duty. Everything else feels like you're walking in molasses. Those 2, you are a nimble little, I don't know, gymnast, jumping around, doing your thing.
Yeah.
And then every other game feels slow by comparison.
yeah, I
But
need
that's just
60
because of the
frames per
frame
second.
rate. Yeah.
The characters move quicker, and I think the characters move quicker because of the frame rate. Like it's enabled. But take for example, Favilla, right? You know where the A flag is. If you were to walk down that street, not sprint, but walk it, I bet it would take 15 seconds, something like that. If you were to walk a block in real life, it takes like 5 minutes. Your character is rocking in these games, and when you sprint and jump from roof to roof and stuff, they're moving inhumanly fast, and I prefer that to more realistic paces.
Yeah, I agree. Especially when you consider like battle gear and weapons. That's what you really got to be taking into account. Like that guy just jumped from one roof to another, carrying a saw. Like
Yeah.
he's like
Yeah.
he's not messing around.